Welcome back to Mrs. Sebastian's classroom. I'm so excited that you're here to join me on another learning adventure. You know, it's starting to be October. There's definitely a chill in the air. No, not in Florida. It's still really hot. But it still gets me thinking about all those little creepy crawlies that go bump in the night. And today we're going to have a fun creativity lesson that is going to involve dice, probability, and drawing some really cool things on your picture to make your own original monster. This lesson also uses all the things that art teachers love, those elements and principles of design, like lines and shapes and colors, and thinking about foreground and backgrounds. So go ahead and use all those things that you have learned through your art classes through the years and make these spectacular. I hope that you're going to enjoy today's lesson, so let's get right into it. All right, for today's lesson, you're going to need the following items. You're going to need the Roll-A-Monster sheet, so I am going to put, after this supply portion of the video, a still shot of this for about 10 seconds so that if you need to go back and pause on that video portion so that you can see this, you're welcome to. You'll need a piece of paper to draw on. You'll need a pencil to draw with, and you'll need something to roll the dice with. So what if you don't have a dice at home that you can use? You can make your own. There are lots of arrays and patterns that you can get online, and you can make them out of paper. All you would need is something to draw with, some scissors, maybe some tape or glue to hold it together. But there are certainly some good ones. I'm going to pop one up right here so that you can see it. And other supplies you might need if you love to outline things and you want to not have it smear when you color over it with markers, maybe a Sharpie, whatever markers you got hanging around, or crayons, or maybe even colored pencils. You could create just textures with colored pens. Really, whatever you want to do is great for this project. Or you might decide to shade in the whole thing with just a pencil, and that works out great too. So now, without further ado, let me show you how to do this. So the first thing that you're going to need to do is decide which way to turn your paper. It could be this way. This way might be great if I want to have a monster and then maybe have a second one in the picture. So maybe I would do two roll of dice for the monsters. Or if I want to have one monster and have some background, like where does my monster live? Does he live underwater in a deep cave up on top of a mountain? Maybe he floats around in clouds up above, and that's why we've never seen him before. So really that's going to be up to you. If you want to turn your paper this way, that works too. I could see a really big one going here. And again, you can add some background elements as you'd like. So the next thing I'm going to do is I've got to do my dice. So if you're in my classroom, you've got cups for this. But if you're not, you could also just do it with your hand and then roll it. But we've got cups, so we're going to do this. And let's see what it rolls to. A number 3. Okay, that's my first number. So here on the worksheet, it says the first roll is going to be the head shape. And I have chosen number 3 here. Now, I know that there will probably be times where you would be like, ew, I don't really like that one. And I understand that, but maybe if you do a second monster, you can use all your imagination for that, or part of your imagination, just to kind of have fun with the roll of dice thing. Try to work within the parameters of the worksheet for the first monster. And like I said, for the next one, you could do whatever you'd like. So I'm going to try to do this head. And it's really up to you how big you want to make your head. I'm going to make mine really big. It doesn't say I can't do that. And the shape isn't exactly like that shape, but it's pretty close. And I always start off with that light sketching line, one that tickles the paper, barely touches it, light as a feather, because I'm kind of searching for the line I'm going to keep. So maybe I like this part here. It almost looks like a little Hershey kiss. And then he has a little neck that's here too, it looks like. And again, I can go back and erase now any of those lines I don't want to make permanent. And I'm also going to outline it with my Sharpie. So if I need to make some lines darker, I don't need to bother with doing that with the pencil. But of course, if you're not going to outline it, of course, press harder with the pencil as needed. All right, so let's do the next one. This one's for the body shape. And I have chosen a number 1. Oh, he's got a little like bumblebee body. So we're going to give him a little bumblebee body here. And I can't quite get the oval shape just because I've run out of room here. But I'm going to do my best I can with it. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and do some arms here. 2. So I have little pinchers for arms according to the worksheet here. We'll move that over so you can see them all. And so I'm going to do a little pincher. Maybe this one will be closed. And maybe this one will be open. And it's got a jaggedy old line. There we go. And now let's go ahead and do the legs. 5. So he's got these really silly little feet that look like little elf feet almost. And then his eyes, I got a number 2. So his eyes, oh, got little girly eyes. Why not? We're gonna have some little anime looking eyes here. And then we'll do the nose. I got a 4. So the nose is going to look like he's got a little 3-nostril nose. And then last but not least, let's do his mouth. Number 6. So he's got a scary mouth. So before I go ahead and outline, I think I'm going to put some details in here. So maybe in this little claw here, maybe we are gonna have that open just a little bit because I think I'm going to put maybe a flower in his claw or her claw. Because maybe mine is a nature-loving monster. So here I'm just going to be adding some additional details that go along with my theme of it being a nature-loving monster. I'm going to add a bee up here that's going to be looking at my monster like, it's crazy. What is this bee-looking thing? It doesn't exactly look like me. And then lastly, I'll add some sun and clouds. So now we need to go ahead and outline it, and I'm outlining in Sharpie because when I color over it with marker, it's not going to spread or mix and make colors I was not intending. Now I'm ready to go ahead and do lots of color. Remember, try to fill in those spaces, try not to leave different big white spaces behind, and try to color in the same direction when you're doing that section. All right, so here's my finished roll of monster. I hope you enjoyed doing this. Like I said, if you want to do a second monster that maybe you've completely imagined from your own imagination, or if you want to pick the ones now you want to do as a personal choice, you could even do the fickle finger of fate by closing your eyes and randomly choosing one too. That is something else you can do just to have fun with this. And really, it's all about using your imagination and creating something that you love.